Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. In this video I want to talk about communication with an intimate partner or your more intimate relationships. Alright, okay, cool. So let's get started here. I am not making any claims that I'm a master of intimate relationships, okay? However, I do know a thing or two about communication. I do know a thing or two about communication with intimate relations and some things that could be very empowering for your communications with your people, with whom you are relating. Now, I guess the main thing that I want to help get across and tackle with you here is I want you to start to notice how many of your communications are purely based on reactivity and how many of your communications are actually wanting to get something across. All right? So now the way that we consider communication here from as if a more existential perspective is that some experience gets from one human being to another. That's it. Whether you like that experience is a different matter. Whether you don't like that experience is different. Whether you judge it as good or bad, this is irrelevant. It is the communication part is when something gets from one human being to another. Boom, boom, it gets across. Whatever it is, that gets across. That is the communication. What you do with it is irrelevant. It's that you get it or don't. This is you get the communication or you don't. Something gets across from one human being to another, usually via the miracle of language. See these sounds that are coming out of my mouth? Somehow via the sounds you get something. Right? So now, taking this, okay, there's communication. Now we're taking it into a relationship. Now, as far as I can tell, shit usually gets hairy. And I do not see, when I look at people who are together and their interactions, and most people, when I look at their interactions, there is rarely, if any, actual communication going on. By and large, it looks most like some sort of stimulus and some sort of reaction to the stimulus. They stimulate me, I react, and blah, 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 and say something. And there's no... That's like a knee-jerk reaction. There's really nothing getting across, by and large. So now, in order for like more actual communication to happen within, say, a relationship, one of the main hurdles that I've found in myself is myself included, it's useful to confront your own reactivity. And to notice that if somebody says something and it comes across and you have a reaction, that is a reaction that is not getting what they're communicating. You are reacting to something. See how that works? And likely your attention will be on the reaction. Now, if you then, from a place of being reactive, begin to communicate or attempt a communication, which in this case I'm just going to say not, it's a reactive thing. If you are coming from a reactive place, you are not likely trying to get anything across. You are trying to handle the situation to work out for you, say. So like your loved one tells you something and then I get hurt about that and then, well, you didn't blah, 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 blah. Now, I'm not actually trying to get across, say it's like, you didn't do the groceries right. Now, am I actually trying to get across that they did not do the groceries correctly? Or am I basically saying, you didn't get the groceries right is basically roughly translated as, shut up, no, you're wrong because I'm hurt. You see how that works? And so these things get very, very sticky. Okay, so are you tracking so far? Can you see that like how that occurs in relationships, intimate relationships? Somebody says something, you get, ow. Why? Because they're real close to you, and your shit that you have is mixing up with their shit that they have, and they'll say something that triggers you, and you're like, it's like something owie hurts about that, and then you nail them for it in small ways, big ways, subtle ways. You know the stuff I'm talking about. If you don't think this is happening in your relationship, you should be teaching a course or something. Okay. So then what do you do about that stuff? See, that's the challenge. Somebody says something to me, I am hurt. Now, one of the things I recommend doing in these cases is it seems to me that it is useful to cultivate the skill of allowing pain to arise in my experience and not do anything about it. Youch. Okay, I'm in pain. And to be able to separate the pain as if keep the pain, not suppress the pain because this is not healthy, or act out the pain because, again, what's that do? Well, fuck you too. It just gives the pain to somebody else. No. I own the pain. I let it be there. And then I consider, well, what do I really want to be up to in this relationship? Okay, then get about doing that. Leave the pain be. All right, or if you can, drop the pain. But again, don't suppress the pain. Let it be there. Here you go. Or, no thanks, I'm not doing that. I love you. Or whatever. Or, how could I communicate that responsibly? I am actually in pain right now. You said these things, X, Y, Z. I feel hurt. Here's what I want to do about that. Perhaps I have a desire to have you change your behavior. Could you do that? Yes, no. You see, and then continue. But I think the main part here, the main value that I can give is like simply letting the pain be and being able to communicate in spite of the pain. And also, okay, that's one major skill that takes work. To have like a fire burning, because the pain is trying to tell you to do something about what you've just heard. To manage it somehow, to manage something in yourself to feel all right, you see? And on it goes. So if you actually want to engage in communication with your intimate partner, that's useful. Another thing that is incredibly useful is questioning, and this comes from my years as a facilitator here in workshops. Something very often, most of the time, somebody will say something, say somebody's we're dialoguing, I'm working with people, right? And then they come up with something and they say, hey, Brendan, I've got this, this is what's going on with me. Is that true or is that what it is? And then I'll say, right away I'll have an answer to what they said, what they just said. And often I will pause and I'll wait and I'll go, hang on, I'll ask them about their experience. So what was your experience? Can you describe that? Can you say more? And went back and forth. And 99% of the time, they'll say something and I'll go, oh, I had it wrong. I didn't realize that's where you were coming from. So instead of responding this way, I now go, nope, we're responding this way. You see how that works? Why? Because I didn't actually get what was going on with them. I didn't actually get it the first time. This happens a lot. So it seems to me another useful, powerful thing, a tool that you can use is ask your partner, your person, whomever you're speaking to, ask them about what's going on with them. Hey, could you tell me more about that? First blush, anger, want to destroy. Ooh, I'm angry, I'm hurt, you see? And, ooh, what's going on with you? Can you tell me more? I want to fucking kill you, but I also want to know more. See? And, or pain, oh man, ow. Can you tell me more? What's going on with you? Could you say more about that, please? And then it starts to open up. See, so recognizing that that's a possibility can be useful. And then the third thing here that I have is an ability, or at least a possibility and an ability, a trained ability, to not judge what's coming up for them. To really, really let it go. And what I mean by not judge is not good or bad, just what are they saying? What's their experience? Not my experience, not what do I think about their experience, not even what do I feel about their experience, but what is their experience? What is that? What's that really about? See, and or to recognize the difference between my judgments and their experience. And that can be very difficult because the nature of judgment is that it's like an overlay, like a projection. It looks like it's over there, and then their experience turns out is like, oh, over there it's something I don't like. So being able to stop that really clears up, oh, what's over there? What's over there for them, not what's over there for me. What's over there for them? Being able to do that can be useful, powerful. Okay, and the last thing here that I want to propose is, this comes via Ralston, and Stuart Emery, and via Ralston as well, and this is, again, a trained skill. Learn to and work on seeing people for how they affect themselves, not how they affect you. How is what's going on with them affecting them? What's going on over there for them? Not how does what's going on for them affect me? What's going on over there for them? How does it affect them? What is their experience? And this can also greatly aid this being curious about what's up for them and being able to see what's actually going on over there. Which then if I start relating to that, now I'm relating to what's there for them, not what I think about it. You see how that goes? And then that will greatly empower your ability to communicate with one another. And again, there are consequences to having communication occur. Such consequences as a growing intimacy, shared experience. You'll feel more connected with others. You'll feel a little bit more alive. Probably you'll feel some love there. I'm just throwing that out there. There's positive consequences to actually communicating and actually getting your experience across. They will feel heard. If you communicate to them and they get you, you will feel heard. There will be a cohesion that you do not get without doing that. Okay? So that's what I have for you there about communicating with an intimate partner or people who you are intimately involved with or connected to. Before I sign off on this one, I do also want to acknowledge it's like some of the most challenging shit about this is the fact that we have what I'm calling, what we have called here, it's like programming. You've got stuff that you've worked out from being a kid or unresolved issues or ideals about what you think other people should be and how you should be and how life should be, and stuff about like how things need to go for you, and if the other person doesn't give you that, then there's a complex, this is not a simple matter. You are a very complex mechanism, and there are programs running. This is automatic mind stuff that is incredibly powerful. Your needs, your fears, your drives, all that stuff is what you bring to the table when you're with an intimate partner, and it gets worse when the closer they get, as far as I can tell, okay? And so then you will be triggered. And to acknowledge that you've got that going on makes a difference. And to acknowledge what's there makes a difference. And to accept what's there for you makes a difference. Because if you war with yourself as well, now you're bringing your personal crap plus a personal fight of your own self to your relationships. And it turns into a clusterfuck real fast. Turns into a mess. All right? So it can be useful to acknowledge these things, and or if they're happening, hey, maybe I'm full of crap, none of that exists, you're totally free, you have perfect relationships, you can communicate flawlessly every time, you've never been triggered, of course. Okay? Maybe you're like that. In which case, then screw it, go have a beer. Or buy me some whiskey. You know how these things go. Okay? So good luck out there with your intimate relations and your communications there. These things are very challenging, but worth it. If you want to get more serious, check the links in the description. We have workshops here. We do more stuff, videos. You want to get serious? You're invited. It's not easy work, but it's worth it. It's a lot of value to be had in engaging in this type of work. Okay, so I'm Brendan Lee with theBrendanLee.com in support of Consciousness and Skill Worldwide, which is founded by Peter Ralston. Until next time, take care. Much love. Good luck with your communications. Talk soon.